Hard shell tacos.
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 I don't know. I think it's like a hematoma or something. Don't scratch it, Wheeze. Wheeze. Why not, baby? Huh? I need to get him one. You're okay, Wheeze? And like, he's the type of cat you cannot take to the vet unless he's like put to sleep.
Yeah.
Because he hates people. He loves the shit out of me, but he hates people. I know, Wheeze. You're miserable, baby. I'll have to get you a cone of shame and you're going to hate it. Yeah, it's just gotten progressively worse and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Stop shaking your head, baby.
Well, no, that would be topical. I was going to say that gel people put on babies' teething.
No, I have to put I've looked it up. You have to there's some like liquids or ear cleaning stuff you can use for it, and then you can kind of lightly drain the ear, but he will not let me touch it now. Yeah, you're gonna be hearing a lot of that. He's miserable, my poor cat. And then he keeps scratching at his ear. Quit doing that, Weeds! Fuck off! I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, that's the only thing he knows how to do if something's bothering him.
Yeah, and he's like obsessed with me and stuff, but right now he's just in a very pissy mood because his ear, and I can't do anything about it. Poor kitty, Wheelie. I love you, Wheeze. Don't give me that look. I didn't cause your ear to get. It's because you don't let me clean your ear, you jerk. Oh my goodness. All right.
Okay.
Just a fair warning. And then my other cat is in here. Lupin's in here, and Weasley hates Lupin.
And he's hurting, so he's gonna be even more upset.
So he's just gonna be pissy the whole time. So we have two special guests. One of them's cranky. Always. Don't attack me, cat. Okay, we're gonna have an issue.
Well, I think that's a perfect time to get into the introduction.
Yes. Poor fucking cat, man.
Oh, cat ear
we got my
hematoma
dogs.
tacos.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. It's a bunch of crying in my house today.
Weeping.
Got my dogs. You'll be hearing the husky today. I've got special guests, Wheeze, Lupin. And, yeah. Oh, my gosh. It's a whole...
The menagerie
kitty party.
Yeah. I don't think I have anybody with me. Nope. Dog and one of my cats, and they're the quiet ones. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's do the thing that we're here to do.
Yeah.
All right. This is Hard Shell Tacos. My name is Leo, joined by my cousin Lily. We were the oddities, the oddballs, the outcasts, the weird ones of our traditional Mexican families. So, how did the weird kids turn out? And that's what we're here to talk about. We always start this. Well, we haven't done it recently, but we always start with how.
You can hear all my dogs.
Yeah, one of them sounded like
You'll be hearing all of my animals today. They're just very needy right now.
How?
My God.
Have you felt from the last recording to now? So that was just before Thanksgiving.
I mean,
1 to 5, and then one word.
Let's say like a 2.
Why a 2?
And sick, just sick. The day of Thanksgiving, I don't know what happened to me, but I woke up. I was trying to cook stuff, and I kept getting nauseated and faint, so I had to keep laying down. I didn't make my meal until 6 p.m. that night. Wasn't done with it by 10:30 p.m. at night. I had been throwing up all day. I don't know what got into me, but sick is how I'm going to describe the week, because I've been sick. for
Well,
the past couple weeks?
I didn't do anything for Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I would give myself a 3. Things are kind of okay, but also not great, I suppose. And in one word, I don't. Introspective, because all of those the fucking tarot readings and stuff and their oracle readings have been really fucking with me.
Yeah, same. I'm like, Lord, have mercy.
Yes, those have been really tugging at my heartstrings, which is unusual for me. I usually don't give those a lot of stock. You got pork chop or what?
Oh,
Come on, bud.
oh my gosh.
There we go.
Weasley, don't beat up on the cat. Come on.
All right, so today I wanted to...
I'm going to put myself on mute as you talk. Hold on.
Right. So I wanted to do something... We're both artistic in our own ways. You create music. That's your primary outlet. I write poetry mostly, but I do write stories and other things as well. So I wanted to do something art-related, just because Christmas is not very close. So we still got some time to go anyway. So the idea... Wait, I just said the idea. That's really dumb of me. But, right. So we're going to talk about our artistic expression. And so while you're dealing with menagerie problems, I'll start with the first question here, which is to think about your last 2 or 3 creations, whatever you make, and why did you make them? And I forgot... Thank goodness for editing. I forgot to have my thing with me, so that's what I just grabbed. Let me review these real quick.
Okay.
Why did I create these? I was fucking in the trenches of online dating, and it was not going well. I made these as a way to try to channel my excitement when things were going well or frustration when things were not going well. Yeah, because it's easier than it's easier for me to do this than to... I don't really have anybody to talk about it with, so there you go.
Okay, let's see. Think about the last 3 creations. Let me look through my stuff real quick, because actually, no. Let's see. And why did I make them? I made like 2 or 3 beats not too long ago. Reason why I made them, I was messing around with some stuff. I was bored and needed a little dopamine fix. So that's fine. Yeah, just boredom, and I was just fiddling around with stuff, and then stuff happened. That's why I made the last 2 to 3 songs. Just
out of boredom. So that
Yep.
I'll skip to the third question in this section. Is how do you cultivate creative energy or inspiration? How does the beginning of the creative process start? Because if it's boredom, I'm actually pretty curious to hear how that goes.
Mine is just pretty much just boredom. There's days where I feel like making something. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna make. I just start messing with some stuff, and it just comes out.
How do you decide what you want to mess with? Like what? Because like you made recently a retro like 80s synth pop.
I was just fucking around with some. I was just messing around with some like sample packs on my like software, and I just made it. That's usually how I make all my stuff. I fuck around with all the different little sounds I have in sound packs, and I just do whatever. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
And then depending on what I land on, you know, I'll think of a mood that I want to associate with it. And yeah, that's where the titles come from.
Yeah, that I think we've talked about that part in particular before.
Yeah. That's literally all it takes for me. Just boredom, messing around with sounds, and it just comes out.
You just start stringing stuff together?
Yeah, that's just my process all the time when I make beats. Yep, nothing special. And then one thing too that I do now that I've started realizing I've been doing for the past couple of years, because you know I used to do a lot of dance too as a kid, and I was fucking great at it. You know, I could pick up choreography like it was nobody's business. And sometimes now when I listen to music, not my own, but just anyone else's, especially if it's like a hip hop beat or something, I'll come up with like choreography in my head.
Interesting.
Which is
interesting.
Yeah, I've been realizing that a lot more recently. I'm like, holy shit, I can choreograph stuff, I guess.
That makes me think there's some software that I was really interested in. It's like a MIDI converter where you pick the instrument and then into the microphone you make the sound that you want the instrument to make. And
interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of what you just said that made me think of that is like I can just blah, 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 and it becomes some kind of instrument. But how do you do that with choreography? Because that's way different.
I mean, with that, you just
you'd have to talk someone through it.
No, it's just hard for me. I probably wouldn't talk someone do it. I would just do it myself. You know, and like show people through making the movements. But I mean, I haven't done dance like that in a very long time. I'm sure I still have it because I don't think it'll ever leave me, but I'm older now and have a lot of back issues.
Yeah.
So like dance I miss it. I really miss it, but I'm like, man, there's a lot of shit I can't do anymore because my back is fucked.
So that makes me think sorry, cat. It hurts, I know.
Yeah, you'll be hearing my cats the whole time.
If you were thinking up choreography to your music, and you were showing someone how to do it with, you know, you have some physical limitations. How would it be to you if that person who was going to be like the lead dancer? Well, I'm not sure what the terminology is, but how would you feel about them taking good God. How would you feel about them taking artistic liberties with what you show?
Oh, 100% do it.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if I have notes, I'll give you some notes on maybe stuff that I would, you know,
that you want to see. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
If they want to maybe make something more exaggerated or be more flourish something a little bit. I'm really trying to think of dance words. I don't know.
Man, I don't even know the terms either, man. I'll tell you I'll tell you what got me into dancing. It's just so weird how this all, I was just thinking about all that, not to sound arrogant as hell, but I really am a talented son of a bitch. It's insane. Just how much talent I have within me, you know, and it kind of got shut down a little bit as a kid, but I realized I'm like, damn, you could really do it all if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Especially as a kid, fuck, I could act, I could model, I could sing, dance, play instruments, you name it, I can do it except drawing. I can't do that. But I'll never forget when I first started, when I was taught how to dance or something, it was to MC Hammer's, an MC Hammer, you can't touch this. Can't touch
this, of course it was.
I was taught how to do the Running Man. I was 5 or 4.
And then that crab walk or whatever, the little shuffle thing he did.
I didn't learn how to do that. I was just taught how to do by our cousin and a friend that like we used to babysit her. My parents used to like the family used to fucking take care of these two kids. I guess I was related to them in some way, I don't know. Yeah, our cousin and the girl, they taught me how to do the Running Man. And I did the Running Man. And then I don't know where the fuck this came out, but there was like a dance contest at a park, or I don't fucking know what it was, but I entered the dance contest just from learning that dance to that fucking song, and I won. Didn't get a trophy though, because when they asked me what my name was and what song I danced to, I got really shy and I didn't say the name. And I think I started crying. I was like, pretty sure I was like 4 or 5. But from there, like, I really started liking ballet. I can't remember where I saw ballet dancing or anything like that. But at some point, I entered ballet classes. I told my parents I want to be a ballerina. And they found this old lady that, taught ballet. And I went for a couple classes, did a couple steps, but the teacher ended up telling my parents I was not flexible enough for ballet. And that I wouldn't be a good ballet dancer because of that. So they took me out of it. And then just later on in life, when we joined our group thing, I choreographed my own ballet skit that I had. And then I did a lot of hip hop dance and jazz dance as a kid. Like my mom put me into a jazz class. And then like the hip hop stuff, I just learned it from being in that little group with your sister or cousin.
Yeah, that's
and
more
all of
flavor
that.
than like flexibility or anything.
Yeah. I've never been flexible. I still can't ever touch my toes. I will probably never be as
I don't know if I've
flexible
ever
enough
touched
for
my toes
ballet.
either, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever have.
I've never been able to do it. I am not flexible, and I'm like, oh, that's fine by me. I can definitely see why I was taken out of ballet, because you really got to have it like that to be a successful ballet dancer. But I think my biggest things when it comes to artistic stuff has always been music and dance. And like there's some dance competition shows that I'll watch that I really like to watch, and I can feel, the emotions of the dancers and what they're trying to portray, what story they're trying to tell. And I've just been thinking about that a lot recently. I'm like, man, I really want to get back into dance, because I know I still have it. I know I can pick up choreography like crazy, I might just do it. Fuck my back. I have a chiropractor.
That's what they're for, right?
Yeah. I'm like, fuck it. I might, yeah. But I just started thinking about all that stuff just a couple of days ago. I'm like, man, you really were a fucking talented girl. Like, fuck, I wish my parents would have pushed me harder, to follow that stuff. And then like in 3rd grade, I joined band. And I did the clarinet there. That's the only instrument I was ever taught to play, was the clarinet. Every other instrument I know how to play was me teaching myself. But I did that from 3rd grade to like 7th grade. I wish I would have kept it going in high school, because I probably could have gotten a scholarship. I could have been in like an orchestra or something, but I lost interest at that time. But that's enough of my rant. But sorry. Yeah. I do these a lot, I know.
It's fine.
But anyway, so my musical creative process is just always me being bored, messing with stuff, and then it comes out. That's my creative process all the time.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
The beginning of the creative process starts with some kind of inspiration. Where do I get it? Kind of depends. Like I mentioned a second ago about Like I wrote a couple about how shitty online dating is and how much I fucking hate it. Among other things. Like there were some good prospects that didn't pan out, and that excitement also did come through in a more positive tone in my writing.
Okay.
But so I guess it's situational. That's what my inspiration would be. Sometimes I don't do it anymore, but I have gone out just random places and write stuff about people that I see that I think look interesting. Ooh. And I don't necessarily, I don't know anything about them. I never talk to them. I completely make up. Like when I write a short story, for example, I'll think of that person and make a story, include them in a story somehow. I'll make up their name and their
I need
life
to read
story
your stuff
and everything.
Yeah.
As far as like the beginning of creating things, after I find something that inspires me or I have something on my mind that I want to write about, oh shit, putting pen to paper. I work in IT, so I fucking hate being behind a computer all the time. And I have to do it a lot for the Lux Media. I have to be on a computer for that, and I can't stand being behind a computer if I don't have to be. So I take my notepad, get my fancy little fountain pens, and write stuff. I don't know, just put the pen to the paper and start writing things. Think about whatever it is that I'm writing about, how do I feel about this? Because it's more emotion than it is trying to convey fact, like you would in a news article or something.
Gotcha.
Putting pen to the paper. That's how and then you start stringing shit together.
Yeah.
And as I build out kind of what I'm writing, I'll start looking at meter, how many like syllable counts. How does this sound as I read it? Like if I read it out loud, does this flow properly or things like that? And like, do I want? Sometimes I get cheeky and like I want to use a fancy word here.
Yeah. Have you ever published any of your stuff?
I have not.
No?
Correction, I have. It's actually on the Lux Media site. But if you have to find it. Like it's not easy to get to.
Dang, okay.
Yeah. Well, for you, like I could send you the fucking link. I don't really care if you see it, but like for the public, it's you have to actively want to see it to be able to find it.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's a little bit of a Da Vinci Code kind of situation.
Oh Lord.
I'll start this one. So it's the middle question of the segment. It's what is creativity? Why are some people creative and others aren't? Creativity to me is applied imagination. Because anybody can think of whatever, just think of a person's name. There you go. Take that name and think of a last name. There you go. You have a person's name. But then taking that and doing something with it, I would say that's creativity versus imagination. Why are some people creative and others aren't? I think part of it is a little bit of gene.
Yes, 100%.
You kind like if you sometimes you have it, sometimes, and some people don't, and it's unfortunate. But I feel that you really can overcome that if you apply yourself to it. So somebody who maybe doesn't have like a musical family or artistic family, but they pursue it themselves, they're sort of creating the artistic gene for themselves, if that makes sense. Yeah, so desire is a big part of it.
Yep.
Like one thing with my ex, there was just I remember this one time, and it never happened again. But I was thinking of this random scenario about human cloning, completely random. Don't need to get into the specifics of it. But then I asked, like, what do you think this would be about if human cloning was a reality right now? And completely shut me down. Like, this is a fucking waste of my breath. Almost that. It was like that severe of a shutdown. It was like, this is a fucking
Oh,
waste
wow.
of my time. I don't want to talk about this. Jesus. Okay, fine. I won't ever, ever, ever bring up anything creative with you ever again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Not. I don't. You
I
might,
would shut down too.
Yeah.
I would shut down too if I got a response like that.
that you might be thinking that's harsh. That's really, maybe that's an overreaction. At the time, I hadn't been through like therapy and wasn't taking medications or anything, so I was also a lot more sensitive at that point in time.
Yeah.
Plus, this was also someone that I loved, and she's like telling me to shut the fuck up, basically. And
Yeah.
like, I had shared like some of my poetry and stories with her before, and she had never really said anything harsh. She would give some critique on how to improve,
Gotcha.
or like improve something, or like this doesn't make sense or whatever. But then for her to be that way, it's like, okay, fine. My art is off limits to you now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I ever shared any artistic stuff with my ex, just because I didn't want to get shut down like
Yeah,
that. Because
it fucking hurts.
He was a fucking narcissist, anyways, and I wasn't comfortable and vulnerable enough to share that side of me, or like even with his family, I didn't want to share all that. Like, my creativity really peaked when I got out of that situation. But yeah.
What is creativity? Why are some people creatives and others are not?
I mean, I'm gonna go with the same answer you gave as far as what is creativity. It's just, for me, it's just putting your imagination to use. You know,
putting it to work.
Yep, just that's what it is to me. If something pops into your head, and you want to bring it to life somehow, whether it's through music, dance, writing, drawing, sculpting, painting, then do it. Like for me, I really wish I could draw, because I used to come up with like great concepts.
I'm gonna send you
art.
a link, and you're gonna love it. Oh, if you're drawing from abstract, then I can't. Or drawing from concept, not so much. It's this tool that helps you draw things that you see.
Okay, I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I've only done 2 works of art, like drawing wise. I drew Garfield by looking at a little piece of comic strip. It was like in 5th grade for art class.
Yeah.
And they hung it in the library because it was really good. I was like, holy shit, I can draw. I don't know how the fuck I did it. I did it. And then I also created what was it? Not an oil painting. It was like using chalk, kind of oil pastel chalks. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But I created this really beautiful, like cloudy sunset type of thing, and it got me into the art club in like 6th grade. And then I did a lot of ceramics. I suck at sculpting and drawing, but if you let me glaze a piece of pottery, paint it, it'll look amazing. But yeah, for me, just creativity is putting your imagination to use into whatever outlet you feel,
Yeah, I think
that you're most comfortable with.
Disneyland has a section, like the Fungineers or whatever.
Oh,
it's
okay.
the people who designed the robotics for the rides.
Okay.
And like that is imagination at work. You're creating a fucking robot an animatronic that does like the pirate dude that drinks a beer or something.
Yeah.
Or the guy who did Granty Mahara, who programmed R2D2.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so let's move into the heavy section. Another conceptual one, like what is creativity? This one's a little different. Is what is art?
I'm gonna go with that same answer I just gave.
Imagination at work. All right.
Yep.
Yes, I would say that creativity is applied imagination. I would say art is a step further. It's applied creativity. You imagine something, and it gives you an idea to do something, and then you do the thing. That's the outcome. The product is art. It's any form of expression that is. I don't want to say literal or not literal, but maybe some kind of roundabout. Maybe I don't know if that works. I'm trying to think of how I want to word this, but I think indirect expression might be the way I want to put it.
Let's see. Yeah, my answer to what is art is the same as what I said before.
All right. So then what differentiates good art from bad art? I have those in quotes because I'm not sure there is such a thing.
I'm like neutral to like I don't really think there is bad art.
Yeah.
You know?
There's good art, yes.
And there's very good art. I think, a lot of the
professional musicians. That's a very easy example.
And if people don't or classify it as good art, it's just not within like their taste of what they think is good art.
Right.
But
so
I
there's
think
no like
pretty much all art
bad?
is good art. No.
All right.
Like I could say there's some like artists that I don't like, but it's just their sound isn't something I like, but I know that, other people enjoy it. But it still doesn't mean that it's like shitty, it's just not my cup of tea.
An easy one for that one is music tastes. Music that I don't like is not bad necessarily. I just don't. It's bad to me. But I know that other people like it because it's like very popular types of music.
Just like with like photography or certain, painters and sculptors. Some people like what they create, others don't because they don't. I guess they don't really connect with what the artist is putting out there. Like they're not able to see why this creation came to be. And it's not their cup of tea, but yeah, I think all art is good art.
So that made me think of something else. Again, that's outsider art. Because there are more traditional types of artistic expression, like painting, ballet. Those are really schooled, storied, I guess, artistic formats. And there is, because of how storied they are, there are schools of thinking that quote unquote define what that art is. Like painting, if you're not in the school of this and that, then you're not a good painter. But if you don't go to all the right schools, then it's called outsider art. No matter how good it is, you're an outsider because you didn't go to the fucking academy. So you're not a real artist.
Yeah.
God,
I think that's
fucking
dumb.
hate that.
I'm like the real artists are the ones that don't have to go to fucking school and learn how to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
They teach themselves and they just get better by continuing to practice and improve on their own work. Like I'm not.
I didn't go to school for writing. I think I'm pretty fucking good at it. So.
I don't really respect those.
It's pretentious.
That much. Because
So
I went to this prestigious school and blah blah blah.
Oh,
I was
you didn't?
to this program.
Oh, you didn't go to that school? Well, that's a cute painting. It's cute how you're trying. Excuse me, it looks. People seem to like mine more than yours. So all that schooling doesn't seem to be doing you a whole lot of good.
Yeah, like no, I'm sorry for anyone listening that has gone through all that shit, but you know what?
As long as you don't like the smell of your own farts, then it doesn't matter if you went to a good school. If you did go to a good school, I would legitimately ask you for help if you're not a fucking douchebag. I would ask for your insight, for your opinions, for your guidance even.
Yeah, same.
But if you're smug, then you're a fucking douchebag, and I don't want to talk to you.
Just like with my music, I'll ask people for their input all the time. I'm always open for input, and a lot of the people that give me input are on the same boat as me. You know, they didn't go to like school or all of that shit. They just fucking
started
have
learning.
a good ear and started learning. Yeah, so yeah, I used to want to go to like an art school, but I'm to like study music more. But I'm like, you're good.
I had the same thoughts with writing, like taking like college courses or higher education courses or going to workshops or something. And like, but I know that I won't become that way. But it's like, man, I'm gonna be surrounded by the types of people who are like, you have to have these credentials, or else you are an outsider that sometimes makes something good. Man, get the fuck out of here.
And you're gonna get like shot down and put down.
That's right, Kat.
Yeah,
that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah, Weasley agrees.
All right,
poor kitty.
When is something not art?
You can answer that one first, and I don't even think I have an answer.
I don't think I have one either. Like it's the only answer I can really give is something. If it were to be personally offensive to me, like if
that's what I was thinking too.
If somebody writes a poem about I hate Jews and I hate black people, like, well, fuck, is it still a poem? Like, yes, but like, fuck you.
Now that's bad art.
Yeah,
okay, so I will say, if it's offensive, in any way to any like gender, community, race, whatever, then that is shitty art. Okay, if it's like in any form racist or shit like that, that's bad art to me. I will
it's
say
still
that's
art
terrible.
though, right? Is that what we're agreeing
it's
on?
Art,
but it's bad art.
Yes, it's bad. That is bad art. Yes.
So interesting question then. What if it's art that uses like hateful symbolism, but is not the intention is not to be hateful? I don't know, like the picture, the painting has a Nazi flag in it. I can't really create the whole hypothetical, but like if it included that not in a position of prominence, but not in a, like, it's not in a trash can.
I don't know. I would probably need to like
Context,
yeah. As to why that's in there, and then I would form my opinion of it. Yeah.
It's like there's a museum or like a gallery somewhere where it's art forms specifically that disgrace the U.S. flag. It's supposed to be like a freedom of expression kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the flag, desecrating the flag is included in that. And so that's what, but they're all the pieces are like behind bars and stuff so that people can't mess with them. And it's like, man, like I get what you guys are doing. And I mean, I agree, like in essentials, but it still bugs me.
I'm like, I would be okay with that kind of art.
But I think that it bothers me is supposed to be partly the point. It's supposed to get you to examine why does this bother you, and what is the artist's meaning.
Yeah. True.
But it's like it still bugs me because being a veteran and everything.
I know. Sorry, I'm not the most patriotic human being here, so
I'm not like.
I'm like, this
blind,
country's garbage to me, so I'm like, ugh.
I don't know. I'm definitely not like. Please go to fucking Progressive Patriots, and you'll hear me shit on fucking everything.
Yeah.
So I'm not by any means either. I don't know. But sometimes patriotism does mean harsh criticisms of things that need to be changed.
Yeah.
All right. So I had some interesting ideas here of when is something not art. So is graffiti art? I say yes.
Yes.
Even
100% yes.
Even like I think the point of the question was to be about the illegality of it. I don't really care.
I don't either. It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, a lot of graffiti is great.
I have a friend who's a graffiti artist. He's now a tattoo artist. I will also say tattoos are art.
Yeah,
like
they
those
absolutely
fucking
are.
people, I don't like how they do that. I will never understand.
Yeah,
With
it's pretty
fucking
wild.
Needles. Yeah. That is an art form I really appreciate as someone who has tattoos too.
I don't have any, and I can appreciate tattoo art.
That is an art too. Graffiti, 1000% yes, it is an art. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, all the fucking basic bitches with their pumpkin spice lattes can't. How else are you gonna pose on the pair of wings on the side of a building,
Right?
without a graffiti artist?
By the way, pumpkin spice lattes, fucking gross.
I don't like them either. I don't know what the fucking point or what the craze is. I think
Peppermint mocha all the way, but pumpkin spice lattes, I tried one just last year. Fucking disgusting.
I tried them
had
a
to
few
throw
years
it out.
ago. Yeah, I didn't like it either.
I don't know what the fuck the hype is for that.
Yeah. All right. So, coffee baristas who do the designs in the foam, is that artists? Are they artists?
I mean, yeah, kinda, because not everyone can make like fucking
I sure as fuck couldn't.
do all that stuff. You know, I've seen people draw like fucking celebrities on with the foam, and I'm like, how the hell did
Teddy
you do
bears and all sorts of
Yeah.
crazy shit. So yeah, it definitely takes some skill to do it.
that? So yes,
Now,
it's art.
so now this is the last one. Is pornography art? Can pornography be art?
I want to say yes, it can be art.
It can be. I'm not. I have mentioned before. I've had difficulties with pornography in my life. The type of pornography that I'm talking about, or that I am imagining, is not like the very explicit camera angles that show you all the fucking bits going into the bits, and that's not what I'm talking about. I was thinking maybe like what's the soft style or whatever that's on Cinemax after 1 a.m. or whatever. It's just like
Cinemax.
It's just a regular ass movie that has gratuitous amounts of titties and sometimes people bang, and it doesn't like cut away. You see that they're banging and they're you know pleasing each other in other ways as well. That can be an art. It's just a movie with banging in it at that point.
Yeah, I mean, there's regular movies that aren't, pornography that have a little bit of that too.
There's this movie I just saw a few weeks ago. It's on Netflix. I think it's called Look Away.
Okay.
And in it, the premise is that a young lady she has a really shitty home life. Like her parents are really awful towards her. Her only friend is also really bitchy to her, and all the people at school don't like her.
Okay.
I don't know, I don't recall the reason, but she gets like bullied a lot. And she discovers that in a mirror, her reflection is alive. And it's the version of her that she wishes she could be. It's like confident, eloquent, fucking claps back every time, not afraid of taking vengeance on people. And in it, there's a scene where I won't give you the setup, but in it, she bangs this guy that she has a crush on, and that she had been, thinking about earlier or mentioned earlier. And like you see, it is pretty, I don't know, for like a regular ass movie, it's pretty graphic. Like they're pretty, they're going at it, and it's not from start to finish, but like you see them doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, wow, that's very tastefully done. Like the one, Terminator, the first one, at the end, when Sarah Connor bangs Kyle Reese.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see penises entering people. Oh shit! All right, hey, we're making good time here. All right, so let's get into the light section. After I finish ranting on porn, what artists or creators have influenced your style?
I'll let you go first because I got a long list.
Oh shit. Maybe you should go first because I don't. I need to think of someone. I'm not sure.
As far as like my beat making or whatever, it's always been Missy Elliott and Timbaland.
Ooh,
always.
Solid
Like those
picks.
those two are just fucking geniuses. Like
Timbaland's
they
a legend
are,
for beats.
Yeah. And
That's his
then
whole
Missy
thing.
Elliott just got inducted into the Rock and Roll, Hall of Fame. But yeah, both of them, Jesus Christ, man, the shit they come up with, like, is just out of this world amazing. I also really like what's his name? James Blake. Like, he produces all of his stuff. He has a beautiful voice.
Singer-songwriter.
Yes, I love everything he comes out with. And then I'm also really into Tame Impala.
Oh yeah,
like-
Tame Impala's good.
He's a fucking genius too when it comes to making. He does it all too. Like, yeah, as far as music, and then Beethoven, for
Yeah, of
classical
course.
music, has always been my favorite. My favorite song in this entire world
Moonlight.
is Moonlight Sonata. Yep. And I need to learn how to play that song on the piano. I've tried to teach myself time and time again without seeing music or videos or anything. And I always get stuck on this one part. And I'm like, I don't fucking know how to play this song. But as far as music, it's like those people. Dance, I don't really have anything for dance. But yeah, I think with music, yeah, those are my biggest influences, those four, especially Missy Elliott and Timbaland for sure, and then the other two.
Makes me think
Yeah.
of another question, kind of tangential, because as you started
Mm-hmm.
listing like beat makers, I thought of like Swiss Beats. He makes some pretty awesome stuff.
Oh, he's great too. Dr. Dre,
Yeah. Fuck yeah, Dr. Dre is good.
Yeah, I've always loved Jay-Z. Has always been one of my favorites too.
That's actually a good pivot right there, is separating the music or the art from the artist. Because like when it comes to beats and production, Kanye West is really good.
Oh fuck yeah, Kanye West.
His music is incredible.
Yes, old
At least
Kanye,
his earlier
I will always
stuff,
be old
for
Kanye.
sure.
Yeah, old Kanye was the best Kanye.
But like, obviously the guy's a fucking douchebag now. No one's denying that.
100%.
Uh,
Yeah,
that,
but
like,
he's a genius too.
Yeah,
he's a
he
fucking
is.
genius too.
His
Yeah.
work, I love. He's collabed with The Game, who's like my favorite gangster rapper,
Okay.
and their collabs are always fucking phenomenal. His music is so good. Anderson .Paak, I don't know how popular he is, but
Oh, he's fucking great too, man.
yeah, I don't know if he gets the recognition he deserves, because I don't really traffic in those circles. But Anderson .Paak
who's
is
also
fantastic.
really good? T-Pain is really fucking great too.
Yes, he is. He's a fantastic.
He has an
producer.
amazing. And he has a fucking amazing voice. Without the autotune, my god.
The auto-tune is
he
like just a gimmick or like a signature for him. That's he can sing, he can rap without it, and it's so good. He's done songs without him, and they're great.
Yeah,
some of his best.
He's amazing. He's amazing. Golly,
Oh,
I love T-Pain. I'm sorry.
all right, so I'm trying to think of some artists or specifically writers that have been an influence on me. Walt Whitman is a classic Americana. I don't try to write like him, but I read his stuff to inspire me to write something in my own style. Robert Frost is overrated. I don't like him very much. I don't know why people do. But it's Miles to Go Before I Sleep. Awesome. Good one. Edgar Allan Poe is amazing.
I was about to say him, man. His shit's great.
The macabre aspect of his stuff. I can't do long form poetry like he does.
Yeah.
But when I write stories, they're typically pretty grim, like a lot of the things that he writes. More modern versions, like we're not dealing with candles here, but you get the idea of like the lights dimming out and that fucking person that you murdered earlier is speaking to you from the ground. I didn't murder anybody. Let me make that clear. Some musicians that I like to listen to that really get me in the fucking mode to write. There's this composer, producer, pianist. His name is, he goes by Hazy, like fog, Hazy.
Okay.
Anything that he puts out is fucking amazing. There's this guy, he's getting popular because some of his songs are short. Like the longest ones are somewhere in the neighborhood of like 2.5 minutes.
Oh wow!
And that's long.
Okay.
And
yeah.
But so his songs get used on social media posts for their really soft ambiance.
Okay.
One Heart is the name. Like his, if you look him up, the O in the beginning has a line through it. I'm not sure why, but there you go. One Heart. Hammock is another one, like Hazy. And some other composers I like. Johan Johansson is great. Great strings. Clint Mansell, great strings. I always forget how to say his name because it's Olafur Arnalds, I think it is. He's from Iceland. He's a pianist. He did a super awesome collab with this woman who's she plays violin. Her name is Alice Sarah Ott. Olafur Arnalds. There it is. The album is called The Chopin Project. Really good. It's really good. So that's just some shit that I listen to that influence me to write. Maybe not necessarily the style of writing, but they're big influences. When I put that playlist on with all of their stuff, and it's fucking off to the races.
You know who else I forgot to mention that's really fucking great at making music or whatever? Daft Punk.
Oh shit! How could anybody forget Daft Punk?
That just popped in because I'm like the Tron soundtrack. My
God.
God.
Yeah, that comes up on
They're fucking great.
On one of my shuffles. They always come up.
Yeah. That's another good one.
I don't know how popular she is, but Catherine Toyama, pianist, give that woman some time because she's amazing and makes wonderful music.
And I'm gonna also say Tool. Okay, they make great fucking music.
They do.
Like, holy moly, is it beautiful? Yeah. They're not really much of an influence to me, but I could listen to their stuff
great music
all fucking day. Yeah.
All right, let's get moving because we spent a lot of time on that, very deservedly so. But so think of a piece or something that you made that was difficult. What new thing did you try or develop or learn to finish it?
Ooh, Lord, I've got 2 songs that took me forever to make. The first one was the song Insomnio, which is just insomnia in Spanish. That one gave me insomnia, okay? I did not fucking go to sleep. Like, hence the name. Man. Goodness gracious. And like, I struggle too with the name of that one. I wanted to call it ADHD too because that one was very frustrating to do. And it just kept me up all night because I had like half of it down. I'm like, how do I want to fucking do this? And just messing around with all the stuff I was messing around with, it took me a while to get it. And then the other song that took forever, it's probably maybe one of my shortest ones, I'm not 100% sure. I still want to go back and fix it. It's the song I made called Vibras. That one was fucking frustrating. That one was probably the most frustrating one to do. Just because I didn't like how it had started, and then I had to go through a whole thing. That one took me months to do. And usually when I make a beat, it takes me like 1 to maybe 2 or 3 days to do. That one took me a fucking while.
Wow.
Because I kept getting frustrating with it, and I'm still like, fuck, I want to go back and redo it. But I'm like, I don't want to put myself through that process anymore. I'm like, once I finish the song, I just leave it at how it is.
Yeah, I think you've mentioned this one before. Exactly what you just said, that it was really difficult, and then you just kind of like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm not
like, this is as good as it's gonna sound right now. It's fine. I'm like, it's fine. There's a couple of my other songs I always want to go back and fix, but I know if I do that, I'm just gonna scrap the whole song and just be on this loop. I don't like, I don't like to redo my stuff just because I'm not in that moment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I have to be in that moment of what I'm doing in that mindset, and then just to try to get back into it, I would just, I try not to let that get to me so much with some of these songs I've made, because there's a couple I want to go back and add on to or change, but I'm like, don't do it.
I feel the same way about editing. Like, I've done it a few times where I've gone back and, because like I used to write, I didn't have meter or anything in mind. I just wrote stuff, and and it was raw emotion. And going back to try to clean it up so that it fits the more like poem motif is it's rough reading those old feelings, because they usually were not good. Very typically weren't.
I think, like, if you make something a work of art, you know, whatever it is, just leave it as is, you know.
Maybe make a copy or something like a 2.0, but leave the original intact.
For sure.
Let's see here. The thing that I learned to do was incorporating meter into something I was writing. The piece, I cannot for the life of me find it, but it's called Dark Amber. And part of what made it difficult was I was writing about my substance abuse while I was in the throes of substance abuse.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I really want to find it, because like, man, I recall parts of it, and like, man, that was like really good. Where the fuck did messed up me put that?
Oh Lord. Okay.
Yeah, that's so I want to so learning to incorporate meter, I would say, is the difficult thing. And trying to do that while you're fucking wasted is not easy.
Yeah.
It's still a little difficult now, trying to keep like syllable counts and everything, but like after a while you get used to it. I do anyway. I think we already talked about this one. Is proficiency in kind of talked about it. Is proficiency in an art form necessary to critique it?
No.
Yeah, same. No. I hear this a lot I hear it a lot in boxing, where amateur boxers will tell people who don't box, like, hey, if you don't do it, then shut up. Like, I don't have to be Gordon Ramsay to know that the food sucks. I don't have to be in Formula One to know that that person's driving like an idiot. I know shit when I see shit, I have
Yeah.
observed enough good to have an idea of what good is, even if I myself have not performed good. But yeah, that was actually what made me bring up that question, because those people upset me.
Yeah, same.
Do I have to be actively boxing to critique a boxer? Because, I mean, not only was I a boxer, but I was also a coach. I don't do those things anymore, so... how do you label or define your style?
I can't.
Yeah. I don't know if I
like
can
when
either.
people ask me, like when people ask me what like genre of music do you make, and I'm like everything. I'm like I don't fucking know what to label myself. I really don't. I'm like I don't know what type of style music this is. Same like when I'm uploading my stuff onto like the streaming platforms, it'll ask like what genre is it. I'm like I don't fucking know. Yeah, I can't really pinpoint a label for my stuff, but if anyone has
if you got an
any
idea.
kind of idea,
Yeah.
let me know, because yeah, I'm all over the fucking place with my music. I make all kinds of stuff, so yeah, that one's I can't answer that one because I don't know.
I don't know if I can, just from all of the songs of yours that I've listened to, I can't really pick a particular genre or style that it follows. Each one is pretty unique. That I would say the only thing about my writing, it rhymes, I guess. I'm not sure what else to go with. So one thing that I'll read it here one day, but I won't tell you that I do when I do it, if I do it. But I wrote it. Something that really bothers me about literature and really popular music that gets the retrospective look is how people try to assign meaning to the most random shit, and it just doesn't make fucking sense to me. My go-to hypothetical is reading. If someone were to read a story of mine 150 years from now, 200 years from now, they don't have the context of me and who I was, where I was. They have generalities of society at large. So if I were to put my main characters wearing a red shirt, and then they tried to make it like this whole, like this was the character is a communist trying to fight through society. No, I picked red because there was a fucking can of Coca-Cola next to me. That's it. I picked red because red was right there. I could have made it blue, and it would have the same insignificance. That there's my headphones right here in front of me. They're blue. Awesome. The guy's shirt is blue. People do that with literature a lot. And people do it with music a lot as well. Like trying to make the Beatles like they wrote this cryptic, I don't know, holy text or something. Like, man, no, the flower is yellow. They like yellow flowers.
Yeah.
There's not, or because yellow fit the meter of the song. There's nothing more to it. So, with that, I wrote a very deep and, I don't know, I'll just say deep sounding poem about Denny's. The crappy diner. Yep. The crappy fucking diner.
I want to hear that one.
And it sounds, I've had people read it, a few, just a very select few people. I'm like, wow, this is great. Like, what's the inspiration? Like, I was sitting at Denny's, and that's it. There's nothing else. And I had the same little diatribe I just went on happened in my head. It's like, what? And watch this. I'm gonna write this bullshit, and it's gonna be about Denny's.
That's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
Yeah,
I want to read it.
It's going to be. It's great. It's fantastic. I'm actually it's one of the few that I'm very proud of. Very, very proud of. Even if you take the Denny's aspect out of it, I'm really proud of it because I like it. I think it's great. Obviously.
Yeah.
How would I define myself? I don't know. I write. I am a writer. That's it. I don't know. I write stuff. Sometimes it rhymes. Sometimes it's fiction. I don't know. You tell me. Like, if somebody were to pick up all of my shit and read it, you tell me. I have no idea. I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if there are styles of poetry.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing. What advice would you give to aspiring artists in your field?
Always ask for feedback to help you improve.
Yeah. It's a good one.
If you want to work, like, collab with other people, if you can, it's always good to have other insights and other ways of how you can create what you're creating. Don't try to be like everyone else. Like, be your own thing. Be unique with your art. Don't try to fall into a category. That's one of my biggest pet peeves in life, and it's not really art related. It's just with people. You know how people like to label themselves. Oh, I'm a nerd. I'm a this. I'm a that.
Yeah.
I'm a foodie. I'm like, that shit. I don't know why. It fucking gets on my nerves. It's like when people, like, they have to put themselves under a category of what type. I can't fucking stand that. Same with your art. Don't try to fall into any category. Like, it's cool if you're compared to artists here and there, but don't try to fully be like what's already out there, because I think the more unique your art is, however else you do it,
the more it's gonna stand out.
Yeah, it's gonna stand out more, and it becomes more appreciative than what everyone else fucking has out there. Yeah. Just be yourself. Be unique. Don't try to be like everyone else. Ask for feedback, and look for maybe other ways that you can improve your art if you're stuck in a rut or something. But yeah, that's my advice.
Something you said that really stood out to me was, if you're compared to somebody big at some point, that's great. That doesn't, but don't try to be that person. Do your own.
Yeah.
Do what feels right to you. I suppose if being, to quote very noted art critic Ongo Gablogian, if you want to be derivative bullshit, then go ahead, if that's what you like. That's Frank Reynolds in one of the episodes of It's Always Sunny.
I love that show.
Ongo Gablogian.
I need to catch up on that show. Yep.
Aspiring writers, write stuff. That's it. Write stuff. There's no other way to do it than to do it. So get to doing it. Wow, this was good. We did good here.
Yeah.
All right, let's get ourselves wrapped up. Network shit. Other shows on Lux Media. We mentioned Ookie Spooky stuff. If you like Oracle, Tarot, astrology, that kind of stuff, go check that out. Progressive Patriots, if you want to hear me rant about politics, specifically from a progressive angle. You can go listen to that. Love listen or hate listen to it. I don't care. Either one is fine with me. Starting to get on a good schedule with some of my compatriots. B-sides, if you like boxing, David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade just happened last weekend, and it was fantastic. The card was actually pretty, overall was pretty good, so we'll be talking about that, among other things. Ultimate fucking casual for all your MMA needs. We haven't, one of the guys is sick, so we haven't recorded in a month.
Gotcha.
But so we got a little bit to catch up on. Anyway, but yeah, if you like MMA, that's the show for you. There is a little bit of overlap just because everybody on those shows are fans of both. All right, doing the internet stuff, rating and reviewing the show on wherever you listen to it. It's the biggest thing you could do to help. And interacting with social media posts, it's kind of secondary, but it's also helpful. It gets the posts more, they become more visible the more that they're interacted with. Yeah. So, said socials, LVX Media Net on everything. If you can't find me, I'm not on it. Contact options, go to lvxmedia.net, hit the tacos page. There are 2 contact options. There's an email address, if that's your thing, or phone. It's anonymous and unattended, so you can call, leave a voicemail if you want, or text, and there you go. That'll be the way to get in touch. You can do that for any show if you want. And I don't know, what are your opinions on art? What did I say something dumb? Please feel free to let me know what art school you went to. That's very prestigious, and that makes you a better person than me.
Vomit.
That's trying to bait some interactions here. But yeah, that's it. Parting words. Anything to plug? Anything you want to throw out?
Just get creative out there, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get creative. Try not to be like everyone else.
If you make something, tag us in it. I want to see it.
Yeah. Share your work with people. Even if you don't get a lot of interaction with your art, not a lot of people listen to my music. I don't care. Don't do it for the fucking views and likes, okay?
Do it because you love it.
Your art. Yeah, that's more advice. Do it because you love it. I don't give a shit that no one listens to my stuff. I just still do it because I like to. I make music that I like.
Makes me think of, I think I've mentioned it here before with people saying do what you love as your occupation. Fuck no. Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Don't let, this is going to sound really preachy, but don't let capitalism take your love of art away from you. Because it will. I fucking promise you that it will. Doing what you love as an occupation does not work for more than over 99% of people. It just doesn't.
Yep.
All right. So last thing, we want to make this a tradition. The Millennial Trinity. Steve Irwin, rest in peace, reminds us to be kind and loving to nature and animals. Fred Rogers taught us to be kind to each other and to love your neighbors. And lastly, I feel most importantly, Bob Ross taught you to be patient and kind to yourself. And he was also painting, the joy of painting with Bob Ross. He does. Man,
that show is so soothing, man.
he wouldn't care if you feel your painting is shitty. He won't care. He'll love it, and he will love you, and you should love yourself.
Yes.
There we go. That's gonna do it for this episode of Hardshell Tacos. Thank you all very much for listening.
Hasta la pasta.